Okay, we're going to solve activity 1, problem number 1. I'm going to color code some things here as we solve this problem in the hopes that it will help anybody who's struggling with some of this. So problem number 1 says the genotypes of the parents. We have the male parent being heterozygous, big T, little t, and the genotype of the mother is homozygous recessive, little t, little t. We're going to do a Punnett square. We're going to put the father on the top. It really does not matter which parent you put on top, which parent you put on the side, but this is just how I'm going to set it up. We're going to put the mother on the side. We're separating the gametes so that the dad's gametes, you got one letter here, one letter there, split by that line. So that's one of his sperm, that's one of his sperm, egg, egg. Okay. Then you bring the top letter down into every box below it. You bring the side letter over into every box beside it. And then you answer whatever questions are asked. And so it says, what are the percentages of each genotype? So genotype is the actual genetic makeup. Half of our offspring are heterozygous, like the dad had been. So 50% are heterozygous. And then 50% are homozygous recessive, exactly like mom had been. So that's the answer to the first question. The second question is, what is the percentage of each phenotype? So big T had equaled tall, little t short. Since big T is dominant, and we know that because it has the capital letter, if we have a big T, we're going to show that trait. And so these two offspring would be tall, so 50% tall. But these two don't have a big T, so they are short, so 50% are short. Or dwarf is what they call it in the problem. Okay, for problem number 2, genotypes of the parents. The male is still heterozygous. The female this time is also heterozygous. We still do a Punnett square. Dad up here. Mom over here. Top stuff down. Side stuff over. And it asks the same questions. What's the percentage of each genotype? This time we have 1 or 25%, because they asked for a percentage. So 25% are homozygous dominant. 50% are heterozygous, big T, little t. And then 1 or 25% is homozygous recessive. Now, notice that it does not matter which way you write the letters, big T, little t, big T. It's all the same. They're chromosomes inside of a cell. They're going to be shuffled, so it doesn't really matter which order you're going to write those in. Okay. Then the question asks, what's the percentage of each phenotype? Well, that one's tall, and those two are tall, so 75% are tall, while only 25% are short. Okay. Last problem in activity 1. It says dad this time is homozygous dominant. Mom is heterozygous. So Punnett square it up. Dad up here. I'm going to go ahead and bring his letters over while I got that color pen. Mom over here. And this time, percentage of each genotype, we have 50% homozygous dominant, and then 50% heterozygous. And then for the phenotype, 100% of those offspring are tall. So that is what you should get for your outcomes in activity 1.